Hi, this is Christy with Sapphire Skies Farm. Today we are going to candle duck eggs. So I have 8 duck eggs sitting in the incubator and we are on day 16. Now duck eggs need to sit in the incubator for 28 days. They need to be at 99.5 degrees in the incubator and the humidity needs to be at 40 to 50% all along the way. Each day while incubating, the eggs need to be rotated between 3 and 4 times. And what I do is I just get a little squirt bottle and spray them with water after each time that I rotate the eggs. So let me show you what I do to the eggs so I can keep track of which side is supposed to be up at each time. Okay, so these are my eggs. I have just taken the top off to rotate them to show you. Now, they will move a little bit over as you rotate them, but basically what I wanted to show you is that I have an X on one side and an O on the other side. So each time that I rotate it, I'll have them all on one side and then I'll flip them over and then I'll do that to all of them. And then I give them a quick squirt with some water that is at the same temperature as the eggs. And then cover them back up. But at this time, we are going to actually candle them. So I'm going to show you the incubator I'm using. It is the Carbonics. I love it because it has the light here to be able to candle with. Okay, so now I've got the lights off and the candling light is on. And I'm going to put the egg on here. And the first thing I want to show you is down here at the bottom. This is the air sac. This is where the chick will poke through before he even pokes out of his shell or her shell. They will breathe this air. This will be the first air they get. So over time, as it incubates, the egg's air sac will actually open and get larger. Not open, sorry. It will grow over time. So some people like mark it and keep track. I haven't done that this time. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get too big of an air sac by having too low of humidity. So you can see here on the egg, there's the X on the one side, and it's hard to see the O. There it is, just barely. You can kind of make it out right here. But this is a really good sign. This duck egg is doing very well. This dark area over here is where the duckling is. And over here is where they still have room to grow. You can see the veins going through here. It's looking very healthy. You can even see it move a little bit. Let's get out another egg and see how they're looking. All right. So once again, we have our air sac down here. Everything's looking very, very healthy. So if this egg was an unfertilized egg, this would all be, the whole egg would be very light, much lighter than what you can see here. In fact, let me grab an egg that has not been in the incubator so you can see the difference. Okay, I grabbed an egg. Now this is an egg that I just grabbed from my ducks today. Now see how it's very light? So you can see where the egg yolk is and where the white is. So if you were coming in and incubating eggs on day 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and it's your first time candling and you see a very lightly colored egg like this, you would know that this egg was not fertilized or it just did not develop. And in contrast, let's put one of these back up here. this is a very developed egg. So usually I candle about day 10 because that's when I can really have like a very clear idea of how far along the eggs are. Here today I'm just showing at day 16 how they look, how they're much more mature looking. You can kind of start making out where the ducks are. It's all just looking very healthy. So I do want to show one more thing for you. I have one egg that I accidentally dropped. And so I wanted to see if we could see it on the, it's just right here, this very little chipped spot right here. Oh, I saw it move. Oh, good job, little duckling. Thanks for showing off. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to get some nail polish, clear nail polish, and put it on this spot because I've heard that if you can seal that up, then the bird inside will actually survive. So let me go get the lights on and we can go ahead and put a little bit of clear nail polish on that to try to keep this little duckling alive. All right, so I have some clear nail polish here. I'm just gonna put it on this little cracked spot. And I made sure that I wrote on this little egg, oops. So when it's time to hatch, I will know that this is the egg that I made that big mistake on it. Look, I can even see some movement down here. That's fun. So we know you're alive. We know you're alive. I'm gonna make sure all my eggs are facing with the O's up this time because they did have the X's up. And before we close it up, I'm gonna spray it. This water is at the same temperature as the eggs are. Just gonna give them a quick little squirt down and cover them back up. Ta-da! Well, I feel very disappointed in myself that I accidentally dropped that egg. I feel like every time I've hatched out birds, I've had something different happen, and it's a learning experience. So if you have ever hatched out an egg that had a crack in it, will you do us a favor and write down in the comments below your experience and how it turned out? I've seen some people put just some Scotch tape on it and other stuff. So my experiment, I guess is what it is to do the little bit of nail polish. So hopefully it works out. And I imagine you're gonna wanna know how it works out. So currently we are on day 16. We have 12 days until we hatch. And so our ducklings will hatch, I believe it's early June. I can't remember the exact date, but so go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell so that you can watch. It will notify you and you can watch when these ducklings hatch, and maybe we'll find out that this was successful, and maybe we'll find out that it was a big fat waste of time. Well, I'm going to keep this nice and short because I want you to be able to get back to your eggs if it's time for you to candle them. The last thing I wanted to make sure I say is that if you come across an egg when you're candling it and it is infertile or has stopped developing, be sure to pull that egg out of your incubator because you don't want to end up with an egg that is harboring bacteria. I have never actually had an egg explode inside of an incubator before, but I've heard horror stories. If your egg is full of bacteria, it had stopped developing, it starts to grow bacteria, the slightest movement can actually cause that egg to explode, and then it's spreading that bacteria across all the rest of the eggs. And because eggs are porous,
the bacteria can just get in and infect the rest of the eggs. So that's why we candle them. So make sure that you pull your eggs out that are not viable to protect the other eggs. I did want to share that I have had an egg explode on me before that was rotten. I was out in the garden one day and I came across an egg and I didn't know what it was, how long it had been there. I just figured one of my chicken eggs had just laid it because it was the right size of a chicken egg. And so it was like hiding under a bush, and I pulled it out and it literally exploded in my hand. It was horrible. The smell was so bad. So I'm hoping that you do not ever have this happen to you, because it's horrible. And you definitely don't want to lose your eggs if it explodes in or around your incubator. So pull them out and toss them. I hope you get a chance to get outside, get your hands dirty, and enjoy some sunshine. This is Christy with Sapphire Skies Farm. Bye.